I think I might just like not drink this one purposefully, or drink it and then go and buy another one, and just leave it there all the time, because I'd really like some liquid
endorsement.
Yeah, I don't even need to be endorsed by them. I just need to be hydrated by them.
Do you know who owns it?
No.
James Hetfield from Metallica.
You're joking.
He's one of the big ones. That's why you download this here, because Metallica played. That's the only anything.
Is that the only one you could get? And it was like £5 a can.
$4.75 or something.
I don't know if I've done me yet. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, I love
sparkling
water. And then it was when the first time I think I'd ever, if I had seen it in the UK before, I hadn't really like taken notice of it. When I was in the States, it was last summer, we went away for 3 weeks, and when it was like in Memphis, Nashville, it was so hot, like 37 degrees, and when you get like a can, like there's something about a can, like I would much rather have a can of neck oil than a bottle. Like there's something about cans that I just really enjoy. And I'm not normally, in fact, I'm going to go somewhere here with this, I'm going to play you something in a second. I'm not normally a big can man. I'm normally a small can man. Like I'd rather
You're not a tall boy can man.
No, because I think there's something about, especially with like you might think this, you can't really get big cans of like.
Oh, hang on, I'll get mine out as well.
Pepsi Max and that, but like, yeah, but.
I mean, you've initiated that whole thing, haven't you? You brought me a Pepsi Max, thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
And you've let it sit there, and then as soon as it comes to me, you've slammed your diet.
And I was waiting for Felix to tell us off there.
For slamming the table.
So much banging at the table. I feel like with those little cans of neck oil as well, they just don't get flat by the time you finish them. Do you know what I mean? Like
plastic bottles for me though, anything that's fizzy, third away in, it's just.
Yeah, I agree. Not a big fan. So we're going to do, because we've got a little bit of kick on that whole. Oh, excellent! You're doing well done, mate. We've got some real good kick on the Pepsi Max versus Diet Coke.
Friends with us again.
Yeah. You're a very lovely man. You've lost a lot of weight, and I like your hair.
Hey. He's really like being nice.
I have made so. Obviously, the podcast is in its infancy. We don't have infinite amounts of funds. So I did look on Fiverr to get some little jingles made, but it seemed quite expensive. So I Googled AI, like song creation, and I've made some jingles. And I think what we're going to do is, we've had a bit of chat on the Instagram after the Sam episode, and I think we're going to do a versus. And I've got a little jingle for you here. Have a little listen.
Versus is the game we play. Versus to decide what is best.
In a game or a feature I like to call versus.
I didn't understand anything she said.
So it's a versus. Versus is a game we play to decide what's best. Do you want to have another listen?
Yeah, please.
Versus is the game we play. Versus to decide what is best.
Okay, now I'm with you.
Is that song Black Bear? Fuck you.
I've got
exactly like it.
So they obviously, like, you go on this little app, I can't remember what it's called now, and then they obviously the rhythm of the vocal and the music is unchangeable. So you have to keep well, you don't have to, but I kept trying to type the words to try and suit the rhythm and the intonation, which is real tricky. And I know they sound dog shit, of course I do, but that was honestly like 16 to 17 attempts.
Anybody would think that you produce your own music.
I know, but I can't sing for a fucking absolute start, and jingles are just tricky. But and I just
get Sam in for the singing.
But yeah, well, I'm trying to get to do my track first. But
set him up there.
So we're gonna do. We got a bit of chat off the unintentional chat off the Diet Coke versus Pepsi Max versus. So I want to do a versus Red Bull versus Monster. Are you an energy drinker? You absolutely like. Do you drink any energy drinks?
Lucozade.
That's not the same.
But is there? So you wouldn't? Have you ever had a can of Red Bull?
I don't like it.
You don't like it. How do you know you don't like it if you've never had it?
I have tried it. I just don't like it.
Did you try it on its own, or did you try it with Jägermeister?
No, I tried it with people.
With other people,
yeah,
like in a Red Bull tasting session.
Did you try it on its own?
All right, Red Bull bukkake.
Just Red Bull facial. That is golden.
Some lonely nights in Chester Street.
No, I thought he was basically going to accuse us of lying, so I was trying to say, no, I had it with people. I did actually taste the Red Bull. No,
people witnessed me.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going for.
So you don't like Red Bull,
yeah,
and you don't like Monster. Have you ever had Monster?
I think I've tried that again with people. I'm not lying.
Right.
I've had that as well. No, I don't like either. Not a fan of it either.
I feel like I know your answer.
I wish I liked Red Bull, by the way, because I see what it does to people when they have a Red Bull. They're like,
I feel like that about coffee. I really wish I liked coffee.
Yes,
I also not even.
See, I don't like coffee either.
We bonded over this early on, didn't we?
Drink
So you're not a coffee drinker either?
No, honestly, it sends me absolutely loopy. I get cramps in my stomach. My eyes feel weird. But I'd love all the tomfoolery of like the beans and the fucking machines.
The smell of coffee though. So like when you walk into a
ground beans and stuff. Yeah, but I don't like it.
One sip of coffee in my whole life.
Right.
Like,
how did that go?
It was when I was like way younger, and I was really ill later that day, potentially totally unrelated to the coffee.
Yeah,
but it's like I've never tried it.
Now
since.
in your mind that it's that.
Not only that, I don't like the smell, and but
See,
yeah,
I think it's the
one
smell
sip
of
of
fresh
coffee in my whole
coffee's
life. No.
I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll get like American Diner.
Yeah,
when you go to like Mel's or something in LA and you walk in and they've got that like filter coffee pot and it's just got this like smell to it, which is just fucking incredible. But I just cannot anything coffee taste like coffee sweets, coffee cake. Fucking no.
So the worst
tiramisu.
Years ago, I won't name names because I don't know if they'll get in trouble for this, but like, you know, when you have friends who are Red Bull reps, and they used to be able to give
Danny Hughes.
No, but like,
shout to Danny Hughes.
Yeah, I really like Danny, but it wasn't him who did it. Now I'm a bit offended he didn't give us any. But like,
were you after the fridge?
No, they used to give you crates of Red Bull, didn't they? So we used to get.
I mean, not everyone.
Well, okay. Well, we used to get crates of Red Bull, and I used to take them to the office.
Right.
So I'd literally.
You were gutted because you didn't like it.
Yeah, because I used to literally get like I can't remember how frequent, but I used to get like quite a lot of crates of them, and they used to just build up in the office, and everyone was drinking them, and I'm like, I'm gonna go pay for me Coke Zero. Or full fat Coke.
Like they got really lucky with the whole Red Bull thing because there was a businessman went over to like Thailand. He sort of tasted it. It's a very condensed story, but he tasted it. He came back and he was like, "Can I license it?" And he sort of launched it in America and the rest of the world. He sort of licensed it for the rest of the world, and it didn't really do that well at first until accidentally, because it was never marketed like this, and weirdly to this day you'll find it isn't marketed like this. And I think it was in the kind of like some of the gay clubs in New York started to mix it with vodka, and but it was never promoted to them by Red Bull to do it. It was anything else. They were just like, oh look, this could be quite a good thing, and that exploded the brand. Like,
I've still got mates now that'll go out, like, you know, Richie Morgan that'll play football with. He'll go out and he'll drink like
my mate,
Red Bull and like
all night.
Honestly, mate, and I'm like,
sorry, my mate Richie Morgan.
Oh, suck me fucking.
Right, where were you on the Red Bull? I think I know the answer, but Red Bull versus Monster, where were you?
Monster.
Right.
Just goth juice in it.
But did you start on Red Bull? Like, was Red Bull your gateway energy drink?
The one I used to drink all the time was
gateway energy.
Did you start on Red Bull?
Stronger stuff. No, Relentless. Back in the day.
So, but was Relentless was sort of still after post the kind of explosion of Red Bull, right?
I mean, I remember having a can of Red Bull when I was young, but like, I remember having it in the way of like, because it was like the Stone Cold Steve Austin little cans I used to drink in the ring. Yeah. And obviously, because it was like a smaller can. So I remember having one, I was just like, nah, it didn't really do anything for us. But because I don't drink coffee, like I said, it's like a chef, like we used to laugh, it's like chef's breakfast used to be like a Marlboro Gold, a full fat Monster, and like 2 ibuprofen before you started work.
Shower in a can.
Through the day, you know what I mean? And now it's like changed so much that it's like sugar-free Red Bull, like a gummy bear vape and fucking like a ginger, one of them ginger shots or something instead of ibuprofen. You know
bit of turmeric, get us right, can.
I'm going to kill this chat, but I can't go on any longer. I'm sorry.
You got a meeting?
very soon, so we need to wrap it up very soon. But no, I've tried, but I'm too hot.
Right, okay.
I tried.
Are you warm? No, I'm fine, me guys.
Yeah. So for context, obviously, for those viewing,
it's not an All Saints t-shirt.
It isn't.
What is that? What is that brand? Is that?
I just look good.
You don't. Where'd you get it from?
I don't know. I just got it from a shop one time. It looked good. It wasn't a closed delivery. It was.
What does it say?
Mister.
Like Mister.
Yeah. I don't know, but now you're outing as if it's a bad brand.
No, just however, I've never seen it.
You're bigging me up if it's a local brand.
There we go. Bad brand.
You're bigging me up if it's a local.
What else is a Brad brand?
A Brad brand.
What else is
a Brad brand?
What else is a Brad brand?
I need to explain this because I just look like someone who's crying on because I don't like the heat.
So everybody watching this is going to be like, the sweat is dripping from his forehead. What
I'm not sweating.
Is he wearing that hoodie for?
Oh, all right. I was going to say I'm not sweating. I don't sweat. But what I was going to say, so obviously we are recording this
after
the Robin pod, but so obviously you'll get onto that in your introduction producer voice in a second.
Yeah.
But we did say, can we try and wear the same outfit?
And what did you have to wear to look the same?
Plain black t-shirt. We'll ignore that for a second because I didn't have time.
Why hadn't you got All Saints to buy a new one?
I didn't have time. I've been a busy man.
Right.
Although this will be going out the Tuesday
just before LooseFest.
Yeah,
and we'll get some great chat from Robin about LooseFest.
We do.
Excellent chat.
Obviously, we are recording this now, and the LooseFest build
When's
has started. Now? This is the Wednesday before the Tuesday. Oh my God. Are you ready, Anth? Podception all over again. Don't worry.
Podception.
We know you trademarked it. I mean, it's probably already trademarked and probably already a thing, but for the purpose of this, you trademarked it. But yeah, so this is the week before that episode goes up. The podception's going on in me.
So you want to explain that you've been unable to garner yourself a black t-shirt.
The site build has started. Well, no, but you've obviously made a lot of effort to wear the same t-shirt.
I brought the same top in my bag.
I hope you've watched it.
Not a lot of effort.
Football shirt.
Do you not even really know what shirt this is, do you?
Lazio shirt.
But do you know why it's an epic shirt?
Is it the Maradona one?
Is it the Maradona one?
There's too much of this. Same answer as him. Same answer as him.
Is it the Maradona one, or was that earlier? Because given it's like Roberto Baggio vibes.
Is it Umbro or a Brad brand?
It's a Brad brand.
Is it a Brad brand?
It's Brumbro.
But the Birmingham department. So
it's All Saints, but I've just covered over.
I like it. So obviously I did try what the plan was going to be before we started recording. I was going to leave this hoodie up the whole time.
Yeah, he thought it was he thought it was the greatest plan he'd ever had. He was like, if I just zip this up, no one will ever know.
The fellow said you're going to be sweaty. He went, no, I'll be
fine. I lasted like 8 minutes.
And you went, you've got a white t-shirt on. He went, how do you not? Because I can see.
So what I did was,
how did you not jump on that there?
I zipped it.
Felix,
lasted
I'm
8 minutes.
Disappointed in you.
I lasted 8 minutes. I know what you're going for.
Right.
Hey, double. Triple.
14 minutes of solid crying.
Is that your record? So anyway,
only with a girl.
So anyway, I thought I'd pull at the top, but it's absolutely roasting in here, as we discovered in the last episode as well.
With Sam.
It gets hot in here. So yeah, I tried. I really did.
It got so hot in that episode that Sam's camera turned off.
Yeah.
So that's why the end of it, there's a lot of like big wide shots, because it just got so hot that camera went, not anymore.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd again explain that I'm wearing a different outfit because it's a different day. Felix,
so this is going out.
Being professional.
So this is going out Tuesday before LooseFest.
Yeah.
What are your last couple of days before LooseFest going to look like? You're sort of like Thursday, Friday. What are you going to be doing on that Thursday, Friday just before?
Well, the Sam episode's aired now, hasn't it? So I talk about the time we went to get an outfit on the day of the festival.
Yeah, everyone's seen that.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be more prepared this time and go on the Friday night instead.
Yeah.
Now we'll go a bit earlier.
Are you gonna get yourself a new t-shirt?
Oh yeah, both days, new t-shirt.
So what's the crack now? Is it site build currently now?
Yeah. So it got measured out yesterday. Stuff has started to arrive.
So this is last week as people are watching.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So last week, it got measured out, and then obviously we started getting stuff delivered, so obviously everything will start getting built. All the Harris fencing will be going up, and it's just all the outer fencing, obviously all the Harris fencing's up now, with all the LooseFest signs around the moor as well, which look really cool.
Isn't there shitloads of cows on the moor right now?
Not on the bit.
It's a very rude way to talk about the punters queue to get in. Do you know what I mean? Very rude. Very rude.
But no, not anywhere near.
Where do you have to put them? The cows.
They move further up as it goes on anyway.
Till you have them banging bass lines, and then they're just there.
Do they fence it off? Like, do they go into that next bit of it?
Yeah, they'll be nowhere near. They're nowhere near it. But yeah. What are you laughing at?
I just love it.
I just really want to see a cow in the middle of the festival. Me just loving life. How's the class?
House music. That was terrible, wasn't it?
Wow.
Could have gone well. Don't give me noises. I thought you were going to give me some noises.
Don't give me noises.
Don't give me noises. Yeah, I might just give myself a clap for that. House music. That's all I could come up with. But yeah. So no. Can I learn these so I can do it myself? House music. There we go. So anyway, It'll be just like, to be honest, there's a lot of like last minute requests by everyone, like, and obviously from the team and stuff, just making sure everything's right. So everyone's glued to the phones for the last couple of days. But then as soon
which is no change for you,
which is no change. But as soon as we get there on the Saturday, it'll be drink in hand, enjoying it. But again, like, there's loads of nice people who've supported it and stuff. So obviously seeing everyone.
Do you go through the riders for the artists?
No. We work with different companies who'll go through.
So when I used to work on Evolution with Jim, I don't think it'll probably surprise you that Jim personally got all the riders for the bands and artists and just sat with a big marker pen and just crossed off the things that he was like, nope, you're not having that. Because there was all kinds of random stuff. I think someone, I can't remember who it was, just wanted like 3 postcards of the area of which they were playing. Obviously just collected them from wherever they went.
Right.
Jim was like, no.
Best one we ever got at the Academy was Jason Derulo wanted, for every venue he was playing in, he wanted a different Lego Star Wars figure.
Wow.
So like John Hewlett, as you'll probably know John. That's Daddy John, as we call him.
Yeah, not John.
Was like,
he was at Purdue years later, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was great, John.
He was like, went obviously sport like Derulo's manager and was like, how many of these has he got? And he's just like, I haven't, like, nobody's really got them. So he's like, fuck this. Right, that's massive, right? So he just went to like Smith's and just bought the fucking everyone that had in and took it, and he was at the weight, he was buzzing.
Nice.
Like, absolutely buzzing about it. That's what that, and the other, I can't remember who it was, but somebody asked for a picture of an alien space queen.
Right.
So I got my mate to Photoshop Freddie Mercury with like alien antennas and shit on, framed it and give it to the band. But
do you not even look at them? You don't even check them out?
No, we do.
But even like the top level ones?
Yeah, no, obviously we do, but you have an actual artist liaison team who like look at it all properly for us. And as well, obviously the amazing people we work with do work for a lot of the big festivals as well. So
have you ever seen anything?
Know a lot of these artists anyway.
Have you ever seen anything mad on them? Ever seen anything particularly interesting, outrageous?
There's one guy. He's playing on the stage on the Saturday or Sunday, and he's requested loads of podcast equipment.
Right.
For that, is that Felix Leiter?
Yeah, I haven't got a set time yet, so difficult to know.
Don't worry, that's coming. That's coming. Because again,
still a chance of headlining, matey. Hey, still a chance of headline.
By the time, it depends on how nice he is to us on this podcast. Do you know what I mean? Because this is obviously the Tuesday before the festival, as we've said. So it depends how he is. But point is, I was just easing myself into there to say that we are planning on having a LooseCast set up backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you know where we're going to put it?
Backstage. There's going to be... It was obvious from the bit I said.
I'm going to stop asking him questions because I'm just hardly getting any answers.
It's going to be in the back of his car, isn't it?
Well, I know what you were going to say.
Podception's getting in his head because we're a couple of episodes ahead here, and there's a joke later on with one of our future guests. That's where Podception goes wrong. You know what I mean, Anth?
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be backstage. We had a cabin there last year for like myself and the team and some friends and stuff. So obviously we can chill out.
I wasn't invited.
Yeah, I said myself, the team, and
I couldn't even get in last year, man.
What, into where?
Into LooseFest, can you remember?
You're too drunk.
Well,
I went on the Saturday.
We didn't know each other last year.
We did.
Oh shit! Like, did we?
Yeah, you just hadn't started stealing me friends by then.
We didn't know each other last year.
We did, because we had our first meeting in the April, and then Bamwa sorted as a ticket out.
Shout out Bammy, who we need to get on the pod very soon.
Yes, Bamwa.
So, by the way, it's Bammy who hasn't came on the pod yet. he's welcome whenever. We just need to, He's got his little.
I got there, but his
little shout out thing.
I'd been at work the day before. On the day.
I was going to say, just because it's on, so peer pressure, Bammy to come on the pod. We'll do an episode with Bammy. Sorry,
100%.
Continue.
Who was ringing me? I need to look.
Wow, this is unprofessional, isn't it? Put him on loudspeaker.
Is it Bammy?
It was mother.
Can I tax your mother and make friends with her? Put your mother on. Let's see if I can sell her the dream.
Not, mate. All my mates got you love me mum as well, so you're going anywhere near.
So my mates love you, mum, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but I'd worked on the Saturday and I didn't get there till like quite late, and then the security guard was like, "Oh, sorry, we're not letting anybody in," and I was just like, "Well." And then about like 2 minutes later, loads of people just walked past us and got in. And I was like, how is this working? But luckily enough, there's a guy that's a member of security staff at Market Shaker, who was doing like the access all areas part.
Yeah.
So I walked around to him and he was just like, fucking walk with me. Just like strolled along, just like, he's going in now. And they're like, oh yeah, sorry, no worries. And I've got no idea what it was.
Well, Robin's coming up on this episode. Yeah. Robin's got a great story about how he got into LooseFest. He's got a great story about how he got onto stage with a huge artist who's appearing again this year. And we discovered that we'd been wandering around drinking the same beverages as each other, which I found entertaining. Coming up on this episode with Robin Armstrong, content creator. We find out that he battled bullies.
Yeah.
You know about this?
Yeah, it was his like nephew or something.
Well, I think it started off with his nephew, and then like he goes on to explain this incredible story about how like all these things happen, and he appears on Panorama or something, and then it ends with sort of like him losing his Facebook page with like 1 million subscribers. But the story he tells is just absolutely epic. He struggled to get up the stairs for a quite painful reason.
I guess, like I say, the question was, who do people want to see us chat to?
So stick in the comments who you want us to try and grab, post or preset for a little bit of chat. If you've got any questions for any of the artists who are performing at LooseFest, stick them in the comments below or DM us on Instagram and we'll try and track them down and ask that question. Even if we can't do it in a podcast setting, maybe we'll just try and collar them with an iPhone and we'll try and ask them a question and we'll say, we'll put it on our story. Coming up is Robin Armstrong. And if anyone is enjoyed Shaq and enjoyed Sam and you're going to enjoy this, tell a friend, pass the pod, let people know about it, share a link, tag someone in our socials, follow us on Instagram and let people know so we can start growing this podcast and get even more people listening to it. I've been Felix Leiter. This is Dean Saunders. This is Anth Hepburn. And coming up is Robin Armstrong.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we got Robin Armstrong in the pod. Yes, mate. Good to see you. I'm Felix Leiter. This is Dean Saunders. And on a rainy afternoon, we've got the Northeast Content King at your camera in the building.
Yes.
Yeah, you are, I think, the king of TikTok in the Northeast. Gotta be.
I wouldn't say TikTok. I would go. TikTok is a platform I go on, but
it
does sound a bit. It sounds like a kids' platform, TikTok, but it is one of the biggest, fastest growing ones. I like to call myself a Facebooker.
Oh, really?
But I do slide into TikTok and Instagram as well.
Sliding in. Where did the beginnings of your online content come from?
My content started by accident, believe it or not.
Right.
Back in the early days, partying with my friends, I'd went through a bad breakup, and when iPhones first came around, I was always into me gadgets growing up. You see, laptops and stuff, like any sort of
early adopter,
like very early. I was like the early, like the most basic of Photoshop and stuff used to amaze us. I could never do it, but an iPhone came out. I remember one of the rich kids in my area. He came out with his iPhone, and he showed us a picture of his best friend on his phone, but it was his mouth moving. So imagine a picture of you on my phone, but me being able to control your mouth. Now, when I've got really bad ADHD, you see, so things like that make us tick. So when I see my friend's face on his phone like that, and his mouth was moving, I was like, how did you do that? And he showed us his iPhone. So I got my first iPhone, and then from then on, I broke up with my girlfriend, and I'm not kidding you. I'm allowed to swear here.
Oh, swear all you want.
I didn't give a fuck. So I broke up with my lass, and I was like, I just got this iPhone, and I didn't give a fuck. I thought, I've got my iPhone now, and I was just playing on it all the time. And one day I had a party with my friends, and they all left. And I was by myself, mortal drunk, and I was just rambling. And the news came on that there's a girl called Josie Cunningham. There's a documentary on Channel 4. I was on that documentary. So Josie Cunningham was the most hated person in the UK at the time. She was a
how did he work out these statistics?
Well, she was definitely up there. Like she was known. She played the government in the dole to get money by saying she had a lot of anxiety. She couldn't go out. Her boobs weren't big enough, so she managed to scrounge herself a free boob job. Yes, right.
I've seen this before. Yeah, I've seen this before.
Boob job scrounge.
Gotta give her a round of applause for that.
I've seen this.
So she played the government by saying she had anxiety and she couldn't leave the house. Then she got a free boob job because of this. Mm-hmm. And the second she got the free boob job, which was a shit boob job, by the way, they looked like rice pudding underneath her nipples. It was minging. And she got her boobs out straight away. So that it showed that she was lying about this anxiety. She just wanted a free boob job.
Right.
And then she got offered to go on Big Brother because of her controversial decisions. And she was pregnant at the time, and she decided she was going to get an abortion. So I was watching this when I was
taking
pissed.
a few turns, like.
So I was watching this when I'm pissed. So you can imagine when you're mortal drunk, right, and you see something you don't like on the telly, and you're by yourself, especially. I was like basically taking offence. I was like, she was lied. So the news presenter was like, she lied to get a boob job, and now she's willing to abort her own child to go in Big Brother. So I got my phone out, first time ever, and I just went on this big rant. I was like, right, there's a girl who just got her boobs on the NHS. She should be putting a fucking cannon and fired it in the Atlantic Ocean. And I posted it, right? And I posted the video that I was so drunk I couldn't remember posting it.
What did you post it on?
On Facebook.
Right, yeah.
But this was the time when Facebook just come out, so the algorithm was perfect. If you had 100,000 people and you posted your video, 100,000 people would see it.
Bosh.
So at the time I had no one on Facebook, right? I only had my friends. So I post this video. The next day I go to get on the Metro to go to work. So I'm hungover to death. I'm sat on the Metro and I look across from us, right? And there's this man and it looks like he was recording us on his phone, right? So I didn't know if I was like, am I just like being a bit...
anxious, like the anxiety,
the
hangover anxiety.
Am I being too suspicious? So I looked at him, right? And then I stopped looking at him for a while and then I caught him again and then his flash went off, right? So I was like, did you just fucking take a picture of me there? Because I had no idea why. I wasn't doing videos at the time. Why is this man taking a picture?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I've seen your video. And then he was like, I went, what video? You went the video you posted? And I was like, I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, what are you fucking talking about? And he was like, I've got to go to my stop. So he got off the Metro and the doors closed and I'm sat here like, what the fuck just happened there? So I get off the Metro, I go to work, and when I get to the entrance of the Sky call centre doors, this woman grabs a hold of my shoulder and was like, Robin. And I was like, whoa, who are you? She went, can I get a picture? I went, this is twice. I went, look, you're the second person in the past 20 minutes asked for a photograph.
And is the video just the night before?
It was the night before, and I was
That's
more
mad.
drunk, mate, so I couldn't remember posting it.
That's mad.
And so the second on the lady, I said, look, is there something on my back? Has someone done how I got something on my face that something on the night before? Someone's drew on it. I said, and she was like, no, I've seen your video you posted on Facebook last night. And I was like, you've seen it? She's like, yeah, it's obviously viral. And I didn't know what viral meant. I was like, what? It's got an infection in its throat. So I go upstairs into the call centre and everyone's fucking clapping and stuff. And all my pals were like, God, he made you viral. You're on Lad Bible. This is where I first met Lad Bible. So I was like, so when everyone sat us down, because I wasn't very technical. Like I said, I've only just got an iPhone.
Yeah.
And everyone was showing us these videos going, look, like you're on Lad Bible. You've got 100. I had like 300,000 views in overnight. And obviously you can imagine to an average Joe who was just like to party with his friends and stuff. And because I've got ADHD, I like to make people laugh. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, everyone the call center's tapped me back like, "Good job, you're that funny." And then from then
affirmation,
on,
innit? Yeah,
I mean, it was amazing. And from that second on, I knew that was it. I was like, "Whoa, I like that."
Yeah,
I want to do it.
Hello, fame calling.
Aye, you know what I mean?
And Robin answered.
Literally overnight success, that,
Overnight
isn't it?
it was.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to take this point, and I think I speak for Dean as well when I say thank you for my first ever dick pic.
Yes, did you enjoy that? I want to show that on the camera.
No, we're not showing that.
Was it your first ever dick pic, Dean?
Yeah, but the worst thing for me was, obviously, we chatted about what time we were doing today, and obviously, I'm sure you'll go into it in a second.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it was all over his story yesterday, so I'm sure he has no.
The same picture?
Yeah.
No, not
the same. Not the picture. The story. Oh yeah, I don't think you'd be on there. Instagram
restrictions.
Got to draw the line somewhere.
I mean, to be fair, while you were setting up, we went down to the Loose Days office to say hi.
You got it out?
He left a promise note essentially for the next time he's there. He will.
Yeah. I did tell him.
But
And where were you when you opened your first dick pic?
So obviously we're arranging the time, and I think you were like, oh, listen, I'll send you a video of what I'm doing for that. And I didn't think anything of it. Felix was like, oh, I forwarded you this video just for Robin to explain what.
Oh, did you watch it? I never watched the video.
Oh, well, I didn't know what the video was. So I'm standing. It was a Subway. I'm standing in Subway.
Yes.
Doing my order, and by the way, I get battered.
Did you get salami on it?
Well, no, I got. I was like, cancel that sausage. Cancel that.
No skin on the sausage.
The worst thing was I actually did get meatballs.
Oh no!
I didn't think about that at the time.
I wish I. Oh mate.
But yeah, so obviously I'm standing at the thing, and she's already rinsing us because I was like, I just basically want a plain meatball.
Just give the bread.
Yeah,
dry.
Just Italian
dry bread.
This is before the video as well. I was like, don't eat any salad, anything like that. So she was like, okay, very bland. I was like, I know. And then anyway, I opened the video. Obviously the volume's on as well.
Yeah.
And there's someone behind us in the queue, and I'm like straight away. But do you know what it's like? Do you know when you get them videos? I think I was touching on before, when you get them videos
Screams.
where it comes on, it's like, listen, you've got to hear what this person said in the interview. Make sure you turned up when you do it, and it's the morning. Yeah. It was like that, but on steroids. I was like, put the phone down. It was absolutely.
So to be clear, you weren't just sliding in our DMs.
Hi lads, how you doing?
You explained that you had recently been circumcised.
Yeah,
I have one question which seems obvious to me.
Yes.
Why?
Well, so basically it's a common occurrence, this. So this is me showing me clever side. This is a common occurrence. Apparently, sometimes men's foreskin decide to just close.
Ooh.
So it started getting gristly. which was quite it was quite
Whoa,
weird.
you didn't expect to hear that word
Well,
today.
on episode 3 and
We're going gristly.
It was
We're
like
going
Morris
gristly.
Bodies, isn't it? Well, doctor, I got a gristly penis.
But you know what the best bit about it was? I love how when you started, you like directly
Yes.
looked at the camera. So we're now
Look into
giving
my
out
eyes.
advice to people.
Yes, if you're
Do you have a
forcing-
gristly penis?
Yes, it just
DM Robin Armstrong.
I'll show you videos of the whole thing. So basically, what happens is it just basically
Did you have to go to the doctors with it?
doctors
And
first
just
for him to
flap-
have a feel.
Flapped it out.
I've got a Jewish doctor. His name's Doctor.
So he's already been.
He's an expert in foreskin and stuff. So he was like, I know exactly what the problem is. And I was like,
Gristly.
what's the problem? He's South African, my doctor, by the way.
South
I'm not
African
just doing an
Jewish, that's
accent.
amazing.
So he says, get your penis out. I'll show him it. And when I went to the doctors yesterday, basically they said it starts to it doesn't start to die. It just gets tighter and tighter till eventually, if you let it, it would close.
And it would cut the blood off, which is.
You wouldn't be able to piss. It would be closed.
Not
You'd
good.
be pissing inside of your own body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, they cut it off yesterday, and it looks like something.
How long? Because my thing in life.
Yeah,
Gonna
yeah.
say how long anymore?
How long was the foreskin? How long was the foreskin before you got it cut off?
My thing in life is the anxiety weight. Is like the knowing that something's gonna happen. Like when I was a kid, I used to hate getting like injections at school because
Yeah.
you'd be in the line and you'd know it was coming and you'd been told it was injection day, like and
Touches
it was
your
like
bone.
and all the rest of it. But
The BCG.
yeah, but so how long did you know from being told that you had to have it done to actually it happening? Like how long did you have to worry about it?
Pretty much the second he said you have to cut your foreskin off.
But how we're talking days, weeks, months?
Oh, well,
you're on a
it's
waiting
been-
list. Did you go?
I was on a waiting list. I was on a waiting list for about 3 months.
So the NHS waiting list for a circumcision.
3 months.
3 months.
3 months if you want to get circumcised. Doesn't matter how tight it gets. By
Don't
the
say
end-
we don't drop important
It is
information
very important
on this podcast.
Don't leave it too late because if it
You could be
closes all
pissing
the
on
way,
the
you'll
inside.
you'll be coming out your mouth. You'll be burping piss.
Again, it seems like an obvious question, but I feel like I probably already know the answer. How are you feeling? How are you feeling this morning?
Oh, I'm sore this morning. I'm very sore this
Are you
morning.
feeling a bit lighter?
But I ran down the stairs this morning like I fucking blinked and I was at the bottom. You know what I mean? It's a huge weight off my shoulder. I've been telling everyone, so I'm doing stand-up comedy later on the day.
Yeah.
And I've actually changed the opening line of my show. So
Okay.
now I'm saying, when I get on there, I'll say, I've recently had to undergo penis reduction surgery. And I'll say, well, I was circumcised, but still, we reduced my penis by about 70%. So it is still a penis reduction, even though they didn't touch the shaft.
Where I'm so obsessed with this, which is wrong. Where did you go? RVI? Where did you go?
It was at the Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah,
But I was quite annoyed because the Queen Elizabeth didn't do the operation herself.
right. Hey, is that also on your show?
Nah.
No, get it in.
That was actually me being offended by him not doing up.
So where are you doing? So stand up, because this is quite a new thing for you doing stand up. And how is the transition from content creator, i.e., having as many chances as you want to do the takes, being able to edit it, which you're great at, by the way. I remember when you showed us the app you use. It's absolutely phenomenal what he does with the app on his iPhone. But how is that transition from content creator to standing on a stage in front of live people?
It was pretty natural. Well, it depends, because I've done stand-up. I attempted stand-up 6 years ago, all right? I got invited to go down Middlesbrough.
Okay.
And
Never
when
a
I
good
went
idea,
down,
really.
Oh, no, mate, the bar was very rough.
Big Borough fan over here.
yeah.
But I'm not from Borough, so
Oh, you're not?
say what you want. Just don't slag the football team
Oh,
off.
mate, well, the bar I went to was fucking horrendous, right?
Give it a shout
I
out.
can't remember the name. I would say the name gladly, but I can't remember it.
Yeah.
So when I got there, it was about 6 years.
Could hardly see it for the smog, obviously.
Oh, you couldn't see. I literally had to
the
cut
borough.
you in through the door. You know what I mean? So I got in there. I was very nervous. I was in the corner practicing my lines and whatnot. And just before I went on the stage, there was 2 more people on before me, and there was a troll basically in the audience who was just speaking all the way through. Right. Now look, I am a comedian, but I'm also a council estate kid who gets angry quick. Shit hot. Like that's probably the worst thing you
quick
can
to
is an
temper.
angry comedian. Yes, very quick to temper.
Yeah.
So I was getting.
And you're a relatively big lad. I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't mess.
To the average Joe, I could probably punch a fucking hole in it. Yeah. But so I'm on the stage.
If you've ever seen the picture of the Geordie and the horse,
you know what I mean?
Have a look.
Oh, mate, if I'd hit that horse, it would be dead. Right. So I started to watch this girl, but now because I've got ADHD, I can only focus on if one thing distracts us, I'm fucked, right? So I'm trying to focus my lines, and I'm laughing in my head. I'm telling me jokes to myself. I'm laughing, and then I hear boring, and I was like,
"You're kidding?"
Did that fucking voice come out of my brain there? I was thinking, And then I heard, get off the stage, man, he's fucking boring, boo, to this person that was on the stage before me. And I was like,
oh, so this wasn't you?
This wasn't me. I was waiting to go on. Right. So I was like, is someone going to shut her up? But this club was so scruffy, they didn't have any dormant or anything on, right? So I was like this, I was losing my mind. I was like, oh my God, if she talks when I'm on the stage, I'm worried in case I fucking swanton bomb off the stage onto our table, right? So I was getting angrier and angrier, and then it was my turn to go on, right? And as I was getting introduced, she interrupted me. I told my pal, I said, if she interrupts, you're going to have to silence her. I went, because I cannot be trusted. It's my first gig, mate.
Bertley elbow.
It means a lot to me, this. It's my first gig. If she interrupts us, I'm going to lose my shit. Not like I'm going to attack her and lose my shit, but it's going to put us off. I'm going to forget what I'm saying. And bear in mind, part of my gig, I'd super glued some Skittles to my chest to make it look like I had 6 nipples, and it was burning as I was talking, right?
Obviously.
Nice. Said my mum was a sheep for some reason. And then... so just as I'm getting introduced, the woman just attacks the man on stage. She climbs on stage and starts like trying to fight him. So the compare's ducking and diving. I'm like in absolute shock what's happened. Puts us off my gig altogether, mate. She gets dragged out by her hair, right? Just kicking and screaming. I'm like this, right? I couldn't believe what was going on. It was called the Longlands Club.
The Longlands. Shout out to the Longlands.
Longlands Club.
Like I say,
have you ever been back?
No. No. That was my first ever go, but because it went so disastrously wrong, afterwards
swerved it for a bit.
I swerved it for till now.
Because I think, did I see on like what I love about you is you always, when you do your posts and stuff, you always have a bit of a story behind everything.
Yeah.
I think you said when you did your first comedy one, it's the first time you'd done it.
Since then, for years. It was hard to bounce back from me because, see, as much as I love doing my videos, it's from the safety of your own bedroom, where no one can judge you. And all I've got to do, if I don't like a comment I see, which I've learned now, I used to make the stupid mistake of back answering the comments and insulting them, which I thought would be a great insult back to them. But because of social media rules, you'd be blocked, and which is detrimental to me because it's how I make me money or it's how I do. You know what I mean?
Did you get blocked on your Facebook?
I got deleted a million followers. Yeah, a million followers got deleted. Because I tried to help out in the bullying community. I stuck to comedy. My nephew got beat up off this kid and the video got passed around. The video got in my hands. Because I had 1 million followers, I posted the video online. We found the kid and his address straight away. So then
but as far as they were concerned, you were posting a bullying video, not with good intent. Well, it wasn't some intent.
It wasn't good. It was good intent. It was just basically just to try and scare the bully into not doing it again. But that ultimately ended up losing me page because of that. And I didn't, all the times I put myself in danger by putting these attacks and stuff.
And did you ever because in my experience, I don't know if you've ever had to do this for any of your brands, but it's almost impossible to actually speak to anyone at Facebook, which is incredible if you think. It's incredible if you think how big a company it is, the reach it has, the sort
third of the world have
and the things that it can do for our lives, businesses, relationships, whatever. The idea that you just can't even speak to anyone.
You know what I mean?
So how far did you get down that rabbit hole of I
was in the deepest part of the rabbit hole. Panorama done a documentary about me because of my videos. That's how serious and deep it got. Wow. So I'll tell you, so the bullying video was just a quick brief, so people watching. I got sent a video of my nephew getting beat up, so that's the only reason I delved into the bullying world. Because I posted that one video and it was so successful at catching the bully, I got sent 1,000 videos that night.
Oh, so you were like pedo hunter, but bully hunter? You were bully hunter?
Yeah, I was cancelled before.
We need a theme for that.
Cancelled, you know what I mean? So when it first started, I was like, God, I suppose I'll post this video and help. Then I was getting videos sent because I had 1 million people. 1 million people is like a newspaper. You've got 1 million reach, and I did have 1 million reach because the algorithm favoured you in the time.
Yeah.
So it was so dangerous to be able to do what I could do on my phone. Mm-hmm. If I said, because I used to go, Team Armstrong, let's get the bullies. But I would speak aggressively, and then one night I was in the house. I got sent a video from Blackpool where these 2 young girls beat up this old woman. It was terrible. Okay. I would only post vicious attacks where the person, if it was a fair fight of 2 young kids just getting stuck into it, then I wouldn't ruin someone's life for that.
If it was a gypsy bare knuckle, I'm fine with that.
No, if it's a gypsy bare knuckle, I'd stay away from that as well. They're really serious. But when it was a vicious attack on a vulnerable person or whatever, and that person couldn't defend themselves and they haven't got family members who could step in and do something. Sure. You can't go to the police because the police would just give them a slap on the wrist. I would then take it in my own hands. I'd embarrass them in front of 1 million people. Everyone in that area who knew them would find out about it, and the video would get spread around. The bully would lock themselves away for months, and that would be rehab for them. By the time they come back out the door, it had calmed down, but they were never going to do it again. And it worked, mate. It was probably the most effective bullying campaign that's ever went down.
See, I like the idea of you know, like the pedo hunters. I like you, like the idea of you waiting. No, but or waiting at a park, like, and like you've pretended to be like Gary, who's this like timid, like nerd, and he's like, all right, well, I'll fight you at the park at 4, and then like the bully's like, I need bother, and then you turn up and like Robin Armstrong's
like Gary.
I need bother, I'll be there in a minute.
And then they turn up and Robin Armstrong's like, I'm the bully hunter.
Well, it could be. I would see that way would have been.
I mean, surely Sky would do a series.
It was also quite safe to do it. And same thing for doing safety of doing comedy videos in your house. The safety of exposing someone for your bedroom is pretty cool. And not being Ross Kemp and going to Afghanistan and getting guns in your mouth, go on, put it in, shoot me. I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah,
I didn't get. I was concerned. And I wanted to help.
Yeah,
but ultimately,
but you didn't want to leave your bedroom.
I didn't want to.
You're using your platform. You're using your platform to try and help people because of what happened to you.
And I didn't get anything. I didn't get any thanks for it. I didn't get nothing. I was in the papers every single day.
Really?
Like, mate, it was on a daily, and then it was on. It moved up from the Chronicle.
Was it positive in the papers?
Positive, yeah. It was like viral video. Because basically, right, so Facebook favoured it at first. Right. A lot of people, if you shared my video, you might have got banned. But my video used to have a protective screen over the top of it saying this video has not been removed as it may result in the saving of a child.
Wow.
So that was only on my profile, right? So I got away with posting all these videos, and people were saying I'm sharing this video and it's getting took down. So they let it go on for about 2 years, I think it was. Crazy. And at the peak of it, right, it was on all the London newspapers. It was what's the major news programs? I mean, the biggest ones, right?
Yeah.
Then it was on Sky News. Then it was on World Star Hip Hop and everything, right? And it was always me going, this kid, this is what he's done. And then it come to a brutal end when obviously the police kicked me door through.
What?
Right? I was in the middle of a party, mate, at 5 o'clock in the morning. Right? All my friends had
Imagine being in your hot tub and the police kicking the door in. Imagine.
Or like, get a towel.
Yes. You know what I mean? So they kicked me door through. I had no idea what was going on. The rest of this.
What time is this, circa?
5 o'clock in the morning.
5 in the morning?
Oh, mate, I'd been up.
So dawn raid?
Oh, dawn raid, but all together, right? So the rest is I had no idea what was going on. Yeah. I was like, what's happened? And then they were like, they took us in the cells, and then they pretty much took us out straight away, and they said, listen, we've had word around about your social media videos. And I was like, wait, which ones? They want the bully videos. They were like, you do realise at the minute it's currently illegal to expose underage criminals via the paper. You know when they say you're too young to mention.
Right, yeah.
So they can't say the name.
Under 16, isn't it?
Under 16. Well, because social media was new, the rule hadn't been made that you couldn't expose underage kids online.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So because I was doing it pretty much every 2 hours, every day, thousands of them, right? Mm-hmm. Got brutal. I was getting them in they were inboxing me death threats and that, right? But mate, I was at a party at the time and I used to love it. So I'd be sitting there going, they'll be like, you're dead, man, you're dead. They'll be sending videos and balaclavas and stuff. And obviously because I've never seen social media like this. There was 102. Every video would go 1 million views in about 2 hours, right?
And you're still liking the affirmation, the attention. You know
I thought I'm helping
course,
these kids. The kids don't have
Everyone's
to
a winner.
This.
Well, apart from the bully. Do you know what I mean?
The bullies hated it, mate. They hated it. But then obviously I say once they arrested us and stuff, and I met my girlfriend from Dublin, and a few months after I met her, she was like, she was on the phone with her dad, and he was like, I've just seen Robin on Panorama. And we were like, what? So we went on this episode of Panorama.
But were you sort of released without charge, or were you given a caution under these new?
They just basically warned us.
I mean, they could have come round at 11. Do you know what I mean? And just like knocked on the door and been like,
because I said, "What's your intentions with?" Because some of the videos were getting really bad, and if they were like the one where they beat the old woman up, I was like, "Listen, we're gonna find these people and we're gonna go and see them," and then. People did go and see them.
Right.
And then I got a phone call at 5 o'clock in the morning and they'd broken into the person's house and they were like, what do we do? Team Armstrong and these balaclavas, like strangling the
taking
and I was like, whoa.
It's taking a turn.
Yeah. I was like, no. I'm just trying to expose bullies by making them learn the lesson. But then people wanted to bring violence into it. That's why I got arrested. And the police did not like the fact, if a kid gets bullied in the street normally, right, they get a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. You're too young to deal with it. When 1 million people see it and it's in every newspaper, they've got to deal with it the whole way. They have to go to court. They have to do everything. They have to make sure everyone knows to punish them. And they hated that I was doing it every day because there was a news report. At one point, I think the Chronicle was just me every single day. viral video of loads of kids getting bullied. But then it took me mind over. I liked being funny, and it was depressing getting videos all day. And then when I would do a comedy video, some people would turn against us. They're like, "What's this shit?
Yeah, come on now, Team Armstrong, the bully hunter.
Why not being a vigilante?
You're not funny. Pick on the bullies.
So I eventually, mate, once I delete my page, I just thought, you know what it is? Was it worth it? No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I probably made a little bit of help, and I did save a lot of kids from future misery, but I put myself in danger.
Yeah.
I lost 1 million followers, which lost all my income, and it fucked my life over, mate, and I didn't get thanks for it at all. So I thought, no, I'm not saying fuck the kids. I'm just saying, like, I hope I left an impression so everyone knows how to deal with it now. You should deal with it. If you're getting bullied, I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say. Just deal with it.
So not
deal with it in a nasty. That's not me saying deal with getting bullied. I mean deal with it.
So where you doing stand?
For anyone you helped,
yes,
like his stuff.
Please, yes, continue to share. I might save your life at one point.
So where you doing stand up tonight?
Tonight I'm doing stand up at Long Live Comedy. It's at a bar around the corner.
Yep.
I'm not
It's a little black and white artwork, isn't it? I've seen it before. Long Live Comedy.
Yeah.
So and so you've started doing your own shows out at the coast, which is like you doing musical stuff. You've got like you do skits, you've got extras and all kinds of like a cast basically. Yeah. Tonight is more straight up one man and a microphone.
Straight up stand up. So basically, me sketches, you see, because doing the silly, I always do sketches in my bedroom and whatnot. Yeah. That's where I brought me the Charvalasses and stuff I do. They were born in my bedroom, and then I slowly went into my garden and started shooting there.
So you left your bedroom. You left your bedroom into
the garden. I was just testing the water. I thought maybe if my neighbour sees us first, because at first because you got to think, right? When I was younger, I was a little tearaway. So when my mum first seen us in a wig in a burger house, she was like,
"What's he doing?"
Oh yeah, I was like, I knew what the word I was looking for. I was like, no, I'm not that. I'm certainly not that. I've got a girlfriend, mum. And I was like, she was like, well, where's it coming from? Like, you're not even funny. I was like, this is like 11 years ago, right? And I was like, obviously, you're never yourself in front of your mum.
Was she the person in the crowd?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Dragging out my hair. Boo. So you're never yourself in front of your mum. So she never really understood when I first said I wanted to be a comedian. They were like, come on. All my mum's side of the family, all of them. My dad's side are over in Newcastle. My dad owns like the taxi companies and stuff over here. And my mum's a cleaner, and the rest of the family just work in a cheese factory. All of them, basically, right? So my mum was like, look here, Uncle Stephen said you can get a job in the cheese factory. And I was like, I don't want to fucking work in the cheese factory. I don't want to work there with the rest of the years. My Uncle Joe works in the cheese factory, and if I went to shake his hand once, right, and I noticed there was a finger missing. And I said, Uncle Joe, what happened to your finger? Got stuck in one of the fucking cheese machines. I was like,
I hope they got it out before.
No, so they make dairy dunkers and I'll imagine that, man. What's this one, yeah? There's a prize on this one. It's a wedding ring. Dip that cheese in there. So my mum wanted us to do that, and I just thought, fuck it, I want to be a comedian, yeah? So this is where I am. This is what I'm doing. Oh, I went off track there. My ADHD, sorry. What you'll notice is sometimes I'll be talking, then my brain goes into another conversation.
All right.
What was I talking about again?
Well, you were talking about stand-up. So tonight you're at Long Live Comedy.
I'm at Long Live Comedy. They've offered us 5 minutes. 5 minutes is where you start off. In your first few gigs, you normally do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you take that 5 minutes to do all the rest of the gigs. Yeah. So, for instance, I done one the other day, and this guy had done the same 10-minute gig for 80 shows. Yeah. And I was like, 80 of the same 10 minutes. I was like, in my head, that has to be a pretty fucking good 10 minutes to be able to want to do it 80 more times. Yeah. I done my first 5 minutes a few weeks ago, and already the show, the following week, I've done another 15 minutes, a new 15 minutes. Because my ADHD is like, I need to do more, you know? So
have you done Red Raw at the stand yet?
I haven't. It's a 6-month wait list. Sorry, so in November you're allowed to book in from November coming.
Okay.
And it's about another 6 weeks after that. So it's like a 6-month wait list or something. It's really popular. Like
shout out to the Stand Comedy Club. We're going to get Matt Reid is booked in. He's going to come in. I think next week. We're going to just have a chat with Matt Reid. So I'm a big fan of his. I love a bit of stand up. I'm really good mates with Dan Nightingale. Like I was going to.
Florence's brother.
What's that?
The Florence's brother.
They're just they're lucky dead alive. I was going to say it's a bit of a second-hand story, but the Hyena. You remember the Hyena used to be a comedy club in Newcastle, and it was when you said about that woman. Dan tells this great story. He wasn't gigging. He was doing the light teching at the time, and there was someone on stage, and there was like, cause you used to have all them benches. I don't know if you ever went in, and there was someone like stood on the stage, like shouting at the fucking comedian, like, "Get off, man! You're not funny," and all that, which is awful. No one's saying it's right, but Dan said the best bit is like the doorman comes in. The doorman says, "Come on now, you're gonna have to get down off there. You cannot do that." And the guy looks down and goes, he's just not funny. And the doorman went, "I know he's not funny, mate, but you're still going to have to get down. You cannot say that." the guy on stage was like, "Well, I can't come back from that now." He just walked off and left.
So a question, obviously the 5 minutes, that sounds mad, but like, does that 5 minutes feel long when you do, or does it feel short?
The 5 minutes, you see, it's what I found is the first time I'd done it, because there's a few little things you need to learn. You need to let people finish laughing. So when you're telling your story, when you've got a punchy punchline, let them laugh. I would say the punchline, because my brain's like working a million miles an hour. While they're laughing, I'm continuing the story, and then when they stop laughing, they're like, "Wait, what the fuck is he saying now?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They missed 4 words. The next bit.
So because it's on my first one, I did rush through it. I managed to do, I did it because I had an impression in my head. I've watched comedy for years. The only thing that I've stopped myself going from it, because I thought comics was stereotypical, like they're normally very clever, political. They're normally like studenty type of people, and I found myself, I was a bit intimidated by that, because I thought, I turn up with me Hugo Boss top, a baldy head, I look like a drug dealer, you know what I mean? But I'm not that. And normally I have to let them hear me squeaky voice as I walk in and say something funny, and then when they see me smiley face, they're like, "Oh, actually, this man's not here to rob with. He's here to be a comedian," you know what I mean?
We are going to leave with our shoes and wallets.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic.
I was going to say, because he was describing that, and that's the exact outfit he's wearing as well, isn't it?
I know what I mean? I'm here to do some damage.
And so let's talk about LooseFest.
Yeah.
Dean showed me a photo from last year, and I've seen a video of you last year. Talk us through your day at LooseFest last year.
My day was amazing at LooseFest last year. Well, so I came over with one of my good friends, Mason, and the queue was massive. And one of the lads had sorted tickets out, and when I got there, I didn't know if I could, because see, if I was in a festival and say, if I was at Creamfields or whatever, I would never try and push in the front of the queue, because everyone would be like, "Oh, the fuck are you?" But I knew a lot of people in the Newcastle crew, and I didn't want to make a mug of myself, because I thought, I didn't know if I was allowed to walk past everyone, but I was in the queue for ages, so I thought, after a while I went, "Fucking mate, let's just do it," because I didn't want to walk past the queue and everyone go, "Whoa, who do you think you're robbing, you fat baldy bastard? Get out of the queue now." But then I got so desperate to get in, because I could hear the music and that I just thought, "Fuck it, I'm going in." And the security guard luckily recognised us and took us in. So when we got in there, I went straight for Patrick Topman's 10 just because he was coming up. It was his set due to come in. And then somehow, mate, it's mad, because every time I see Patrick in that, he sees us in the audience. He doesn't I don't meet him in the back entrance or anything. He sees us in the audience and goes, "Oh, so it's the third time now."
That's mad.
So it's not like I'm not standing right at the front with my baldy head, shining my head on the light so I can get it. He's like, "Oh, there's Robin there." And he come and got us and took us on the stage. So me and NATO Northeast, shout out NATO Northeast, me and NATO Northeast got on the stage, and obviously we're two popular characters in the Northeast. Had me doing my videos, he does his mad music, and so Patrick lets us on the stage, and we were standing just off the side of the stage while he done his thing, and then Patrick says, "Oh, lads, come over here, NATO, get the mic." So NATO was like looking at me as if to say, "Should I get them?" Bear in mind, the crowd was insane. It was mad. There's a video, I can send you a video if you want to put it in, and we walked on. I didn't know what to do. I'm not a dancer, mate. You know, when I go to the club, when you're a baldy kid, you can't really be a dancer. It's not allowed. You know what I mean? I couldn't go to the club and go like that. Like, all your pals were there, they could dance the night out, and everyone would be like, "Yeah, this is cool." I can't dance. I mean, I don't. I'm not
What does a baldy kid do in a nightclub then?
We just like,
Do you know what's mad? I always I've got to shout out Kyle and the TOS boys. Obviously, Kyle tells a story that obviously Patrick had asked for the mic for use. And we couldn't get a mic sorted because obviously everyone was busy setting stuff up because it wasn't sorted in advance. And Kyle had to pull some strings sorted out. So shout out Kyle for helping with that.
Well
but then
done,
obviously
Kyle.
when you've got the mic there, and I'd like to say the video is I mean, there's even a video. I think it's when you first get on the post. Is it Morgan behind potentially? You do it and he taps Patrick, and then he's obviously he's buzzing the day. I think so you shout Morgan, tap Patrick, and then he's buzzing, and then soon later they're on the front.
What does a Dean do in a nightclub? So obviously, like, I can't dance either, but I'm not bald, so I haven't got that excuse. What do you do? Are you like? I mean,
you could do anything you do.
I can't dance.
Can you not dance?
No, I can't dance.
What do you do? Are you a giant?
You're like a VIP man, aren't you? You're like in the VIP with a Deserrano.
I just talk to everyone. I just
networking.
Did you do one of them?
No, I can't even do that. I look out of place doing that. I mean, but then again, as soon as I get a couple of Disaranos in, anything.
Did you used to be? I know you weren't a doorman, like, but did you used to be like the start of Persistence, things like that? Would you used to stand on the front door and talk to everyone as people came in?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I'd be on the front every week. I mean, I always, because I was going to say we'll go to this in a second when we first met, but I think what's my little weird fact here that I always quote? It's, I think, from 2012 to 2016. So that's what, 4 years. I never missed a single Sunday in 4 years, and I missed one Thursday in that period as well, because I think the Thursday started in 2014. So in 2 years of the Thursdays and 4 years of the Sundays, I worked at the front every week apart from one.
So take us back to take us back when you met Robin. Take us back to those heady days.
I was going to say we never spoke. We just always said hi.
We shook each other's hand. You'd always sort of a table out
because it was all the low fell boys, wasn't it?
We knew the same friends. Well, we were a bit of a wild group back in the day, but he always looked after it.
Well, because I used to play football with was it the Bellevue View? So I don't know if he'll watch it, but Josh Holland will probably tag him in it if he does. But Carlton Barris and Dan Nesbitt used to play football with them. And Carlton's dad had the Bellevue, didn't he? Deck. So Deck, absolute legend. So
Deck.
Well, like I said, hey, Gateshead FC. Hey, we did some damage back in the day.
Boys.
And then eventually I got dropped and I was on the bench. But we'll miss that bit. At first I was the starting keeper. And
was the manager blind?
Yeah, he was. That's why I started. And then he started.
Then he got replaced by someone who could see.
And I got dropped. Nah, honestly, absolute legends. Det was a legend. He was. Obviously, Carlton and Dan and that. And they always used to come every Sunday, because I think it used to just be you all at the Bellevue or something, apparently. And then it'd get to a certain time and everyone would come
go
across.
back to my house for a session. And that's how I fell out with my dad.
Greg Tate as well. What a legend. Greg Tate. All about Ryan McGill, all the lads.
I haven't seen all them for a while.
So back to LooseFest last year. Did I see you with did you have a high-vis jacket on?
No, it is the same colour as a high-vis jacket, but it's a North Face.
Right, okay.
North Face.
Yeah,
we've got the photo there, haven't we? And again, just
great for a visual medium.
I'm showing you the photos, and I get wrong on every episode because I do that.
So we've got the microphone.
He could edit it onto the thing. Do you know what I mean? He could.
So we've got the microphone sorted. From Kyle, shout out Kyle.
Yeah.
And then what happened? NATO started.
So they gave NATO the mic. Now this was big for us because we both had people. My friend had his phone recording, and obviously this was good for my social media as well. It's obviously being stood on the same stage with Patrick Topping anyway is amazing. But to be there and then for him to say, "Go and do your thing." So I could have done anything, but I think what Patrick respects the most is when someone doesn't make it about themselves.
Yeah.
If you go on look at me, because a lot of people do that when he takes them up. The first time I met him, I didn't go on the stage. I just clapped him, and every time he looked, I was like, "This is amazing, thank you so much." And afterwards, he said, "Mate, I love the fact you didn't come on and do this," and I love that. So when we're on, he was like, "Go!" He was like, "It's pointless if we say do it." I was like, "Really?" And obviously, I grabbed Nato's hand and we ran on. Nato got let's punch the camera up there. Nato got the microphone. And he looked in the eyes, me and Nato, and I was like, "Do it, go for it." And he just went, check, 1, 2, and the whole crowd went, yeah!
Nato smashed it. There's some good videos of that where he's doing the whole oggy, and the crowd's going after. And bearing in mind as well, because again, obviously, because Patrick had to be somewhere else later in the day, Patrick finished it, 4 p.m. was it?
Yeah.
So that's
it's really early
in the day, and everyone's getting so into it.
It was amazing.
He's incredible, isn't he? And obviously, it was just amazing. Like you say, you and Nato on there. I think we've talked about this before, but that's what we really want to achieve with LooseFest. Something that everyone in the Northeast feels a part of. Exactly what you said about the whole coming in. It's a festival. You wouldn't do that elsewhere because it's Newcastle. It's a city that you've been in for a lot of years, and you know everyone. You feel like there's certain things you could do in Newcastle that you couldn't do. And I want everyone to feel like that.
Definitely. You'd have a fucking nightmare if everyone felt like that, because there'd be no queue. Do you know what I mean? It'd just be an absolute stampede, and your walls would be booted down, and the festival would be closed down. So I wouldn't go too far saying that on a podcast.
Obviously supported it in the build-up as well. Obviously shared some stuff for us and things which we really appreciated. And obviously, I think my point with that, anyone who's ever supported us, we want to return the favour. Whereas, like I say, in 10, 15 years' time, the people who are coming will be coming because it's LooseFest, not because they've been a part of what we've done with LooseFest over the years. So point is, I think that was just incredible. Everyone on the stage from the Northeast doing well in their sides of things, and everyone loving it. That's what it's meant to be about.
Every angle as well, everyone who had a video, it all went viral on their own pages, which had everyone else going mad, and then obviously everyone was supporting the gig. The gig looked mint.
Post Patrick, I ended up, I think this is being widely recorded on this podcast, on the waltzers, on about my third bottle of rosé. So what happened with the rest of your day? So post Patrick, post being on the stage,
Patrick left. But this is when I think Patrick. He's normally got a big bucket of drink on the stage, and he always goes, "Oh, go and help yourself." Because Patrick doesn't drink when he's doing it. I think obviously in his younger days you would have, but now he's into his health. Yeah, I don't know if you'd seen he got an interview and it said, "What would you have been if you weren't a DJ?"
Yeah, I saw that.
He would have been a health influencer.
Yeah, because he said he's totally he's obsessed with YouTube, health videos.
He's like a calm person, and What was I talking about again?
Well, I was asking you what happened the rest of your day. Like, did you get up to anything mad at the rest of? Did you leave when Patrick left?
No, Patrick left, and I stood around for a bit, and then I got sloshed. I got loads of his drink. I got sloshed, and then I think we stayed around till the Black Eyed Peas, and then by that time I was paralytic drunk because I don't drink. You see, and the drinks are expensive there. So when people, what I do is I'm good at scrounging drinks.
I need to make a comment on that. The respectable festival prices.
They're reassuring.
No, the festival is
reassuringly.
Just for the record, just for the record, they're actually cheaper than other festivals because that was another thing.
Was it?
That I wanted to do? Someone's going to now get
no, because I was getting bottles of wine. You see, that's what I was drinking. But I don't drink pints, by the way. Sorry, that's what I should have said.
Just for the record,
were you on the wine as well?
I was on the wine.
Were you on the rosés?
I was on the rosé.
Yes, mate.
You know what I mean?
Which is, you've got a bottle, haven't you? And you can just walk around.
One of the things I was like as well is the whole point is it's meant to be, again, one of the ideas behind it was meant to be, it's a festival that if you're not in a position to go to festivals because of the travel, because of the fact you'd have to maybe stay at some hotel, or if you pay for camping and then obviously pay for all that. The idea for this was meant to be it was affordable as possible for every single person. So obviously we try to when we did the deal for the bars and stuff, obviously we did it in a way where we said we'd like to keep it as reflective as possible. So we did keep it as low as possible. Good. And then obviously again, because you don't have to travel, obviously maybe you get a bus, you maybe get a metro, and obviously we really try and encourage that. I'm going very work mode now, aren't I?
But we've gone way too deep, mate. People understand it's on the town more, it's dead close.
Listen, we're trying to be as sustainable as possible, and we do try and encourage like metro and bus travel and stuff like that. So the whole point is it's meant to be as affordable as possible, and that is why everyone should do 2 days.
Yes, 2 days. I would recommend 2 days.
So you're bezzing around LooseFest with a bottle of rosé. And you've been on stage with NATO and Patrick Topping.
Yes.
And you're obviously already well known.
Yeah.
How much do people come up to you?
And all the time. See, this is the thing. The way you represent yourself online is the way you're going to be treated off the public.
Right.
So when you've got there's some kids who go around and say the ones who go around and scare people in the street are the nuisances. They're not liked when they're in public. So you walk around and then they probably wouldn't be able to go to a festival because you're going to have people who are going to go, there's that fucking wanker.
Cunt.
They do that, you know what I mean? But because I come across like a big...
They do that to me, to be fair.
And I don't really
I do that.
That's why I never go out anyway.
You know what I mean?
Stop in the house.
The way I want to try and perceive myself is I'm not an arsehole, I'm not a nasty person, I'm not a bad kid.
Yeah.
They shouldn't really have a reason to dislike us. I don't really give off any reason to dislike us. So when I go out, I make sure, what I do sometimes, you see, this is a little sly thing I do online. Sometimes I will post, if I feel like someone's being cheeky, I might post the occasional me on the boxing mitts video just to let everyone know I can throw bombs.
Right.
And then I'll go back to being funny again. So when I see them in public,
I've seen them. Do you know what I mean?
It's good. You know? So when I go out, I would never. When I go out, I'm exactly the same person as I am online. Yeah. I'm polite. I'm funny. I'm respectable. I say please and thanks. I would never insult anyone ever. I hate that crap. When I hear people insulting, sometimes people think I'm gonna laugh if they insult someone, and it gets,
and you're like,
and I don't like it, and I find myself saying like I don't appreciate the way it's people, you know what I mean? So people like that. So normally when I go out, I feel like I'm Rocky Balboa. Everyone's like, Robbie. I
think that's why you post the video, like the photographs of like empty gym equipment.
I don't know. He
puts a lot of pictures of like empty gym equipment on. It's not him on the gym equipment, but it's like him saying, I do weights and that.
Well,
do you know what I mean? And if you see us at the festival, like I'll smile at you and I look nice, but I D weights. I fucking D weights.
I get wrong for this because not wrong. Get rinsed for this because I've got a gym in mind. So what used to be my spare bed?
Hang on a second.
Here we go.
When he says he's got a gym, he's got a weight like.
Oh, it's like the proper stuff, like.
Yeah, but it's not like a full room. You haven't got.
It is like.
It's a full room.
Yeah,
is it?
You haven't been paying enough attention to my Insta stories. I'll show you it after. It's a proper gym.
You'll have to tell him about the Sunday night Desirano workouts.
So I've got the gym there, and like sometimes the lads will be like, "Oh, what are we doing?" I'm just doing the gym. They're like, really though, you're just walking into your spare room and taking an Insta story. I was like, no, like I did a couple of weights.
Well,
no, he's basically saying because whenever we have like a night out. I'm quite late for everything.
Yeah.
So
he was early today though, so like he must respect and like you, Robin. Hey, so. He's seen them boxing videos you put up. Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't have been ever done.
I sent him one of me in the gym as well. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to send that.
Just a total respect off going on.
Yes, me too, mate. Oh, he has my decapitated cock.
But we did this on one of the mock pods we did before we went live, and obviously he found this strange. I mean, it possibly is strange, but I still do it every week. So we'll have big.
Do you know what, as well? I actually downloaded the bit of song that I sang as well from Top Gun to put it on, and I never put it on the board.
What did you do?
Well, no, all it is we'll have big pre's, so everyone will come over mine. But because I'm not the quickest at getting sorted with everything, so I'll do some phone calls. I'll have a bit of work to do. I'll then probably should get sorted straight away, but I'll do another one. I'll do this. So then everyone starts arriving at mine. At the time, I've told them to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not really ready, guys. So everyone will start drinking in the kitchen, and I'll quickly be like, right, I'll be 10 minutes, and they know where I go.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, Dean's been longer than 10 minutes. So they come in, I'm quickly doing a gym session before because in my head, I'm like, if I'm going to drink.
No, but you said you had a Deserrano and Coke at the time.
Oh, you on about that one? Oh, so then this 1 week.
So I was just drinking, pumping weights.
Oh yeah, no, this is what happened. I was I did a really big gym session.
Out.
And you know, when you're doing a really big gym session, you're sweating a bit, and obviously you're really dehydrated. So I'm necking loads of drink. Obviously, plot twist, I wasn't actually drinking water. I was drinking Disaronno as I'm doing this gym session.
Did it work?
So, I was absolutely mortal and massive.
Mortal and massive. Now, that's a podcast name.
It is a good
Mortal and massive.
but it was but then it was even worse the week after, because I was saying it was Ramadan, so the guys weren't drinking. Yeah. So we still did the gym session, but they were doing it for the gym session.
Oh, no.
I was doing it for the pre-night out. They all then went home, and I'd obviously had the whole bottle to myself because they hadn't been drinking. Because normally everyone can share it, but this time it was just me and two of the boys, and obviously they couldn't drink. So they were just like, oh yeah, well keep doing it, Dean. And I was thinking the bottle's going down the same level as normal.
Was that before you left?
This is before I left, and the lads were like, well, we aren't drinking, are we, Dean? I'm like, oh shit, yeah, shit. And I was like,
quick lads, jump in the car.
I was like, yeah, I should have some water before I go.
So I'm going to tie two things together here.
Okay.
Well,
we had Shaq on the podcast. He's just gone out, first episode.
Yes.
And the last time I saw you were in my kitchen. Yes. And as you left my kitchen, this wasn't at 5 a.m, by the way. No. You left my kitchen to go and, in fact, tell us something to do with the mask and Shaq.
Yes, well, basically, Shaq had rang us to be in his Jumping and Moving music video.
Yeah.
He let us know the secret location, and we went on to the first one. We went on the Metro together. So when we got on the Metro, you can imagine there was loads of grown adults there, in this music thing. So about 45 were turned up to the Metro station.
Yeah.
And we all had, Shaq had these high vis made, so it was the same. Looked the same as the checky jacket, but it had the same Metro sign on the back, but it said below Jumping and Moving instead of the Metro.
Nice.
So we all got on with these high vises, and then there was a couple of people at the bottom who actually had high vises on. They were like, who are these?
High vis off.
So we were high vising off to bits. I was looking down the train, and then obviously there was a few younger people with it as well. So someone went, you shouldn't be on yet. So I've obviously took charge. So I moved through the young kids. I was like, listen, we're making a music video. They were like, what? And then before I got a chance to explain the rest of the thing to the rest of the passengers in the car, Shaq just pressed play and blew the fucking windows out nearly. It was like boom, boom, boom. Everyone on the train was like, what the fuck? And then I turned around, I was like, 2 seconds. And I turned around, I was like, jumping and moving. And we're doing it all the way for like 5 stops, mate. And they had the drones flying past when we come across the high level bridge. There was drones flying past, and that was fucking mental. And the following week, we're doing it on a bus, which was a much harder task because the bus driver couldn't know that what we're doing. Right. So we separated at 3 different bus stops. So the loads who went to one bus stop. Amazing. Ours was Shaq and his mates, and we had the decks up in a big black bag. So it looked like, because the way we were dressed like we were going to work. So I got on with a bag which was full of decks. The other one's got on with 2 speakers. I'm talking same height as Shaq, right? Just well. But they were big speakers, right? Anyway, so we got on with Shaq. I was like, where's Shaq? So obviously I just met Shaq, yeah. Like this was I met him a few months beforehand for the first time, and he was a great kid, and I really wanted to be involved. After I had 2 minutes speaking to him, I thought, what a lush kid, such a nice gem. We had a dead in-depth talk, and I wanted to go there. So when I met him at the bus stop, I was like a giddy kid. I was like, God, this kid's going to be a big famous DJ, you know? Yeah. It was an honour to be part of. So I was like, I got on the bus first, right? And I was like, I sat at the front of the bus, and when I came upstairs, we were the first people on. So it was me, Shaq, his 2 mates with all the decks and stuff. But there was people already sitting upstairs. And when I came up the stairs, someone recognised me, went, all right, Robin, all right, Shaq. And then he was like, what's going on here? Because we're like, move now, move. Everyone get out of the way. Everyone get the bus, get the front of the bus, get the front of the bus. They're like, why? I'll get the back of the bus, sorry. Mm-hmm. And then we're like, we're going to have a massive session. Get out of the way. So obviously these grown women, like older women, were like, what the hell's going on? And then we've done it again, right? The next bus stop, a load of kids got on, they came upstairs, then the final bus stop, and that's when the bus driver sussed what was going on, right? So, but he knew he had to get through his route, so he couldn't stop. So when we pressed play, mate, the metro was shaking. And that's a big metro. The bus was about to topple over. Right? It was like room. So the tunes were blasting, were jumping up and down. And the bus driver stopped as if he was going to come up. But when he realised how many were upstairs, he was quite intimidated. But it was an absolute success on the bus.
What happened on the way out? Like, was he giving you evils, or did you just not even bother? Just not even bother.
Like, sorry, but we'll sort you some tickets. We'll sort you some tickets.
Oh, mate, he's going to be famous, man. Like, you've got something to tell your family. I trust us.
And were you at the? I don't want to get this wrong. Were you at Nana's funeral?
Yeah, I will actually. This is actually quite bad. This is what we've done. So Shat rang us and said, listen, I want Tanya. Tanya's one of the girls I play in me video.
Right.
The Chava Lasses, Tanya was the stereotypical heavier girl.
Was she the one that was in my video you did for me?
Yeah, Tanya, with
the pushchair, yeah.
So Tanya basically represents the Council Estate Lasses that I went to school with. So this is one of my biggest characters in my videos. So Nana McKenna, Tanya, two Raji scumbags basically. He was like, can you come in here? We're going to go and blow her up. And I was like, well, what you got planned? How we're going to do it? He went, oh mate, we've got explosives. I was like, what do you mean? He went, I've got like 8 giant fireworks. There was a full tank of petrol. And then there was like 4 tins of gas, right, mate? It was very dangerous. Do not ever try that at home, by the way. So when I got there, I was like, where are you? I couldn't find them. He was like, you need to come through this fucking fence. So I climbed through this fence. It's next to Wet and Wild, where it goes down. Climb through a fence, climb through loads of marsh and that. I'm dressed as a girl, by myself. If anyone come through the trees, you'd see me with a big goatee wig on like that, birdhouse on, right? Sorry, scraggling through the fucking trees. And then I got through and I seen loads of them there, and there was loads of kids on bikes like sitting watching, and they were just pouring petrol all over this electric wheelchair, the actual electric wheelchairs. And they'd made this dummy, like the same shape as a person, but it was just like sticks basically, but they put clothes on it. And then he put his mask on our head, and I turned around, he was like, alright Robin? I was like, oh, alright mate. And I had the wig and that on there, all laughing at me. Then I was like, I was watching how much petrol they were pouring on, mate. I was like, even that much was too much. So literally, right, that's empty, right? And I was like, mate, that's too much. And then he was like, we're not finished. Explosive, firework, big fucking, I'm talking display fireworks that fucking banged and the whole sky lights up, right? Everywhere, pointing them in our eyes and that, right? And I was like, so they were standing next to it. He was like, I need you to stand a bit closer. I was like, are you fucking joking? So we stood next to it, and then out of nowhere, his pal was like, 3, 2, 1, mate, he lit it, and I swear to God, Shaq nearly exploded. And it literally went boom and blew up straight away, but that wasn't the big explosion, it was just the initial ignition, you know what I mean? So Shaq nearly set on fire, had to run for his life, and then just out of nowhere, all the kids that were watching on the bikes, I was like, run! It just went boom, all fucking sky lit up, right? And I was like, whoa! I was so hot, my camera was too close, it was nearly melting. So then I was like, what now? It was like a crime, you know what I mean? I was like, do it, just run. So then we're just running. Now you can see Nana McKenna's running with that whole thing. I'm running behind that, me fucking with me tripod and my camera. So if that was on the news, sorry, please.
Well, the video went viral, didn't it? The video absolutely went ridiculous.
I think I'm not going to say what he's gonna. I think the Nana. I personally don't believe that it's the end of Nana McKenna.
Well, we did ask him on podcast one.
Tell you the answer.
Well, he said there's a big surprise at LooseFest this year, and I said, is it an elderly lady? And he said no. He told us the surprise. He said,
no, that bitch is dead.
Yeah, he said, that bitch is dead. She gone. She gone.
If he's going to surprise you, I thought he was going to wait a few minutes. Well, I'm not going to say just.
Well, no. He told us after, but it's not on the podcast.
He's circumcised as well.
And that's what the surprise is.
This is the surprise.
No, there's a very good surprise.
I've got a couple of random questions to ask you just to end with. So I've got a couple of random ones for you. Whose poster did you have on your bedroom wall as a kid?
I was going to say, for context, we're going to be asking every person who comes on with us.
Just some random ones.
I had my posters. What I had, I went through a stage of liking film posters. I was reading films. So
like release posters. Got ya.
But because I used to buy them from like HMV and
whatnot. Yeah.
Then what I figured was I really liked the ones that were in bus stops.
Right.
So we stole the hammer out of the back of the bus. You know, at the back of the buses, there's a little toffee hammer thing you smash the windows with in case you get trapped in.
Yeah.
So I had one of them hammers, and I used to go around the bus stops, smashing the bus stops and taking the World of War posters and stuff down when the films were coming out.
Because they're massive as well, aren't they, on the bus stops? Yeah.
Well, my mum stopped us after 2. I stole 2. She was like, where are you getting them from? Then she drove down the street and seen the fucking bus stop was shattered. And I was like smashing the bus stop. I was only like fucking 12 or something. Smashed the whole bus stop window, shut us down. Probably cost £1,000 worth of damage, and I was like, wow.
This is like analog memories though, because like the thing I used to do, and I don't think this happens anymore really. Maybe it does. You probably know better than me, but like there used to be where I lived. There used to be a newsagent just over the road. Had one of them A-frames where they had like the white. It was like a white thing that was advertising what was in the local paper that night. So we used to just steal them, but then what we would do is we'd store up like 10 or 20 until we could cut the words out and reproduce a different headline. So we'd like make up some like Raj headline about like whatever, like poodle shits on whatever, like just be stupid. And then we'd go back and just put it in the A-frame outside the newsagents. So you say, oh, women would be walking past going like, that's in the news and start at night. It's absolutely amazing.
It's a bit like the Zodiac killer started, you know, in the when he would rearrange all the letters and send them to the police. That's where this begins. He could be. Yeah.
If I was sadly
Did
not,
you get a letter from the post that's got different letters?
Not clever enough. What TV show? What TV show when you were a kid did you want to go on?
SMTV Live. Wonky Donkey was the boy.
Wonky Donkey.
Wonky Donkey. Shout out Wonky Donkey.
I did used to like Wonky Donkey.
Wonky Donkey was it, mate? SMTV Live was probably the only show I've ever watched on a Saturday morning.
Did they go from...
And do you know what, by the way? I actually did used to like Wonky Donkey. It's on
the show.
Well, no, on the first episode with Shaq, he says what his favourite Christmas song is. And I can't really think of a Christmas song that I like, so I just agree with it.
Yeah.
And then obviously I tell him, I was like, I couldn't think of one. And I do like that film. I do like Home Alone too. So I did just agree with it. And then he calls out on the next episode.
Oh, no.
So I'm just saying,
you do like
Wonky Donkey. I'm not
Wonky
just
Donkey's a great one, isn't it?
I love a bit of
was SMTV? Was that the first thing they did post? So they did the Grove. Then they did the whole like pop star thing.
Yeah.
But then was SMTV Live the first TV show that they did?
It was the first one before the like Saturday Night Takeaway and stuff was much later on.
Yeah.
But I think it was SMTV Live and Wonky Donkey, and then they've done loads of game shows and stuff like that. But that's where it began.
Have you ever thought about doing something like bringing Wonky Donkey back, or like on your kind of like on your?
Well, at the minute, you see, I'm not just doing everything that the only people see is me what I put on social media.
Yeah,
that's normally just me sketches, the occasional stand up on my live shows. Behind that as well, we're looking to go. I'm in touch with a production team now who's willing to fund it all, just in exchange because they believe in what I've got and the talent I have and the scripts I've showed them and the actors I've recruited. They see some real potential now. So these people are looking to put money in. So we're looking to make documentary shows. We're looking to make TV shows, game shows. Remember Balls of Steel that was on used to be on the TV. So we're looking to bring some. I want to bring a TV show. My ultimate goal would be have a TV show which was a little bit of Balls of Steel.
Right.
So where I'd have one of me mad.
So give just for people who don't know, and me, what's the premise of Balls of Steel?
Balls of Steel is basically there's various different.
Can you still do Balls of Steel when you've been circumcised? Is it still okay?
Dick of steel. I've still got steel. If it was foreskin of steel, I probably couldn't. But
so what's the concept of Balls?
LooseFest my foreskin now.
Loose skin.
It was tight fast now. It was tight fast now. It's LooseFest. So the concept behind it was there was various different characters, right? They're all comedians. One was called the annoying devil, and he was dressed as the devil, red costume, red face, and he would go around, right? And he would, like, for instance, he would go outside of a salon. And when a girl would come out with her hair, he would pour a bucket of water out the window and he would be like, fuck off, and she would go mad. Or the next one would be the buddy boiler, whose job was to go over to men with a couple, and she'd flirt with them until they would kick off and fight her. So these
quite pranky,
pranky, but hilarious, right? So I've got lots of different characters I would like to bring out into the public to see how people would react. So that would be one segment, would be pranking the public as different characters, put them in awkward positions and what. And then I like the fact of Ant and Deck Saturday Night Takeaway when they do pranks, like big level pranks. So what I was hoping to do was
the full plastic fucking makeup and all,
in different scenarios and whatnot. So what we were going to put out some adverts saying, if you would like, and it's a genuine request, if you would like a family member, a work colleague, or anything pranked, then you let us know and we'll do it on a big budget.
Not pranking
me.
Him, please. Him, please. You don't need the email. This is the official request right now. I want him pranked.
We're gonna do
several times. I'll be involved. I'll be involved, and I have money to put into
He's got a Lamborghini though, so it's
imagine that covered in paint.
Here comes the ADHD there. So that's why we want to do a little bit of that. So I want to do a bit of me characters doing silly situations like Trigger Happy TV. Remember that?
Yeah.
when you say hello
on the huge
I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Those sort of silly characters. I want to blend all my favourite shows together. In for a Penny, do you watch that?
Yeah.
With Stephen Mulhern, when he goes around and lets people do silly games. So I think if you had a little bit of that, with a little bit of pranks, with a little bit of what they call again, social experimenting, where you test people's reactions and stuff. I've got it all planned. The way I'm discussing it now doesn't sound as good as it sounds on the board in the planning room, but it's a great.
And the idea would be a production company would sort of get behind it, and you would make it, and then they would go and take it to E4, like whatever, MTV, different channels to try and sell the show.
That's what I spent the past year doing, networking with people who can do them sort of things.
Sure.
Originally, I was just trying to get into the comedies. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't really fit in. But now, since I've stepped out my comfort zone, I should have done it years ago. In the past few months, I'm now working with a marketing company who's got us verified, got me blue tick sorted for us before the paid blue ticks came in, by the way.
I saw that. And I was going to say, I know a couple of my friends who got them as well.
Them.
And no, who got them like properly, like yourself. And they're like, I'm devastated now. But the thing is, surely they'll change it eventually, won't they? They'll do different coloured ones.
I feel like it's the reverse of King's School in Tynemouth, because that used to be like a private school, and I know some people who went there when it was a private school, but now it's just a normal school. So obviously those people are now devastated because they used to be like, oh, I went to King's, and now everyone can just go.
Surely though at some point they're going to change it, because they did it on
purple
Twitter.
ticks.
On Twitter though.
Yes, you can pay.
On Twitter they changed it so you can see who's actually bought one, who's actually got one properly, and it'll be
I don't even think you deserve a fucking coloured one. I think it should be a white tick just to say that you're the officially. If you've showed your ID, that doesn't get you a blue tick. $11.99 a month. It's just a money making scheme. Because the new people will pay for it.
You just beat the time, which is mint.
Weeks.
Because the other thing as well is what you can actually.
So yours is still free.
Mine's free. I don't pay it.
So no, but not even that. I mean, in terms of the test that I always think. So you can tell, can't you? It would be better if they had a different colour, but you can tell because you just click on it and you just basically see when they got it. Well, no, not even that. Like you see when they've got it.
Can you?
Yeah. So on Instagram you can click it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm making this up.
But you're banging the table a lot.
So you can click it, right?
Just watching like
you break your phone.
You can click it and you see when someone's got it. So obviously you know if someone's got it 2018, you know it's a legit one. But yours, you'll be able to tell it's legit because you got it before. I also remember you did the post, because I remember everyone was leaving nice comments because obviously you know you'd worked towards it.
It was an accomplishment for me. See, I've tried to get one for so long. In this marketing company, in my eyes, the way they've done it, because I walked in and they were like, "Look, we can get you a blue tick." I'd heard this shit a million times before. It's a scam. If someone says, "Give us this money," it's normally a scam. So I didn't believe them. And then they went, "Look, we're going to do this for free in exchange. You tell everyone we've done it for you." And I was like, "Okay then." And then I left.
Because that's just advertising.
You know what I mean? I just thought, this is a load of shit. Okay, nice to meet his boys. I thought, I'm never going to see these two again. I walked in my car. I got in my car. By the time I was at the bottom of the stairs, he went, "Check your Facebook." And I went, boom. And it just had the blue tick.
Nice.
And it felt amazing, right? But the worst thing ever is I get home and 3 days after telling everyone, Meta announced 2 weeks' time you get your payment one, and then it was like,
devastated.
It's so close. It feels like I'm lying to people. You know what I mean?
Right,
we're going to end on a bit of loose advice,
and
I think this is a good one for you. So we've had Bob has messaged in, and he says, "I just can't take a good selfie. Every time I try, I look like I've just seen a ghost or I've put on 20 clem.
Right.
What's the secret of a good selfie?" And a man who takes excellent selfies and constant video content of himself, what are some of the tips you could give about taking a good selfie or a good selfie video?
Can I just jump in? What sort of selfie are we on about? Are we on about face? Or are we on about the one he sent us yesterday?
That's a dickie.
Well,
it's a knobby.
I can give you advice on both.
Can we stick with the face one for now?
Yeah.
If you want to know how to take a good selfie of a certain sized penis,
slide into his DMs. Slide in.
Look at the camera when you do it again.
Yes. If you want some advice on how to take a good selfie of a recently
if you've got a gristly knob,
just give us a call. For your face though, mate, if you're ugly, just use the fucking filter. What I would recommend, right, everyone, for those people out there, sometimes people go, "God, it's clear as day you're using a filter." So fuck. Mate, if I wake up and I've got bags under my eyes, right, or if I'm looking a bit minging and I've got a spot on my head, there's some very subtle. You don't want to use one that makes your face look blurry, where everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
But there's a great one. I'll give you the advice. The app is called FaceApp. Shout out FaceApp.
Yeah.
And FaceApp does something called Hollywood Glow.
Oh.
So when you do it, mate,
Dean's
right?
got that naturally.
Yeah, well,
I've got a
Dean's-
funny story, actually.
Have you?
Yeah, go on,
Dean's
have a
Hollywood Glow. I'll get it up so you can have a little spy. Right? I'll just get the camera. It'll take us 2 seconds. As I'm saying it, I'll speak, right? So, live camera. So this is my look at the moment, right?
Yeah, well, we'll stick this on our
That's
socials.
Hollywood, right? See the Hollywood. So see that little subtle change, right? So have a look at yourself there. So that's the Hollywood.
It makes him worse.
See what I mean?
Also, it's annoyed as my hair's been out of place this whole time.
Oh
There we go.
no!
What's
Mine
that?
has as well. Have a look.
Ooh,
So you see, it makes your beard not sharper.
Oh yeah,
I do
that's
like that.
So
real
basically,
nice.
this is what
Face
this
app.
is. It looks smile, but I'll go back to my normal self, right? I'm like, it is me. Right there. A little shine that. So basically, Hollywood app, Hollywood One is the filter I use for me. If I'm feeling minging.
Shout out that editing app that you told me about that you do all your stuff
I
on.
do all of my editing on an app called Video Leap. Video Leap is it's the best.
Yeah,
You can do everything.
and
on
if
it.
anyone's ever seen your videos, the stuff you
Yes.
do is great. And I like the bits when it like zooms in on you and goes like purple and slow motion and
yeah.
all. Like I love them bits on
That's
your videos.
all. It's mad, you see, because a lot of editors, when I speak to like filmmakers and stuff, they're like, "What software do you use for the videos?" And I'm like, everything I do is on this.
Yeah, that's what you said to me.
Everything, every video you've ever seen when I've done full, because what I do is I see something and I want to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So when I first seen like transitions, so when it goes from one video to the next, I seen my video would just go from that to that. Some people's videos twist
Yeah.
or zoom in. That was the first thing that amazed us. Then after that, it was like, right, I need to know how to make myself fly.
Yeah.
I seen a video of a man like go, boom, he flew off, and I was like, it obsessed me. It took us 3 days, and then I could make myself fly. And then the next thing I want to do
You just
is
keep learning stuff, don't you?
it. Now,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't believe there's a man on earth who can do what I can do on my phone. Nothing. I could
Right.
produce a song, a film.
You've
whatever.
got 4 minutes
It's
because
quicker than that.
his alarm's
How
going to
is
go off.
It's not even
Turn
a good
it on
story.
off on-
Robin's
Tell us if you want.
Robin's got to do
He
his
just
stand up.
basically thinks that I tell long stories, but I don't. They're very short. Anyway, not all it was just when you say that I don't like use filters or anything. I learned my lesson I don't even know why I'm admitting this story,
Go on, admit
but
it.
I learned my lesson very early. So I was in college, right? And it's about makeup. So I've never, I don't wear makeup. I ever worn makeup. Ever. Because some people put...
You say that as if we'd be surprised by it. Do you know what I mean? As if we're like, no way, Dean.
Some people wore makeup to cover spots when they're... I'm not about now. I'm on about when
Right.
you're in school and that.
You're
Some people
talking about lads.
Yeah,
you
but
went to a school where lads
didn't
wore
people
makeup.
used to put makeup on to cover
I had
spots, bit of
some-
concealer.
Some of my friends did.
Yeah.
Right.
People did.
We did fall out with each other because of it. But
And also fake tan. I've never faked that. Some lads...
Anyone came into my school, lad-wise, wearing makeup, they wouldn't have been going home with it on.
I
I'm
know
telling
loads
you
of people
now.
used to put fake tan.
And then wouldn't have
Dan
been going home
Charles,
with...
no Dan Charles.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, loads of lads wear fake tan, and I've never done it.
Yeah.
And loads of people used to put concealer. Makeup sounds worse. Concealer.
Yeah. Only if I had a spot, maybe it's for a school picture, I would take it off.
Right.
So
Aye.
people did.
Yeah, I still do now if I get a spot.
See, exactly.
Right. Aye.
So anyway, yes, I went too big with makeup,
rescued
didn't
you
I?
there.
So thank you. I'll pay you after. But yes, I always remember we went to Gateshead College, and our class was like 30 lads in our class because we were doing the Gateshead scholarship program.
Yeah.
So it was just all the lads who played football. And I always remember I had this horrible spot, and it was really bugging us. And honestly, in our class, because it was 30 lads and it was footballer personality,
Aye.
it was kill or be killed.
Yes.
If you did anything wrong, you got tortured.
Yeah.
If you made a mistake in football, you got battered.
Oh.
If you talked to a girl and got battered, you got battered. So I
Yeah.
had this spot, and I was like, I can't walk in like that. I am gonna get absolutely rinsed. You got a fucking head on your spot, or whatever, or a face on your spot. I was like, I can't do it, and I needed to be in because we had some important stuff on. So I was like, right. I went to my sister. I was like, can you
Older sister.
Yeah, older sister. So I put a bit of concealer.
Did you not ask her to do it for you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, right.
It was the first and last time I've ever done this. So I put a bit of concealer on the spot, looked in the mirror and that, and I was like,
Looks
no
good.
one's going to mention it yet.
Yeah.
So I walk in. Believe it or not, I walked in late.
no.
I walked in late.
Half time.
just to draw attention to yourself.
30 people, like I say, in this class, and I'm sitting there, and one of my best mates just goes, proper loud, he goes, "You wearing makeup on that spot?" And I was like,
Yes, mate.
and honestly, it just got spun so much. So instead of just embracing the spot,
Yes.
I tried to cover it, and I got called out, and it was a million.
Shout him
times.
out. Shout out the legend.
Oh, Josh Holland, the little
Yes,
prick. The little prick. I've mentioned him twice out now, haven't I? But yeah,
Round of
so
applause for Josh.
and to this day, I've never altered anything. Teeth, but yeah. They're natural. But other than them, I've never altered anything, never filters, never that. Apart from one more, actually. Will I Am came persistence, right? Will I Am came
It's funny because he
persistence.
never mentions it.
We'll do an episode on it one day. So Will I Am came with assistance, and obviously did the whole promo crack. Do you mind if we get like a photo on that, because we looked after him? It is a good story, the Will I Am one. We'll do that in future. And at the end of the night, we got the photo, and the photographer sent us it the next day, and I was like, oh, that'd be a class thing to upload, like Will I Am at Persistence. I was like, we need to edit this chin situation. I put a bit of weight on at the time. And that was the
living the high life.
Oh yeah, I absolutely edit me double chin. So they're
eating the candle at both ends.
They're the only two that I can think of.
Yeah.
The concealer incident in college that backfired massively. I never wore it again. And then one chin edit. But other than that, natural.
Right, well, we're going to call it. So shout out, look in that camera and shout out all your socials. Tell anyone anything you want to know. This episode is due to come out right before LooseFest.
Right,
so give people some advice about what to do, how to have a safe and happy LooseFest.
Yes.
And then shout out anything you want people to know about upcoming stand-up gigs, any like adverts, socials, anything you want to do. This is it now.
So I'm going to be at LooseFest. That's a good enough reason to go anyway. Obviously the lineup's absolutely insane. The Trick Tent is going to be the first time it's ever came. I think it's the first time they've all performed on the same bill at the same time. I believe it is, especially in a festival format. Everyone's going to be there. Everyone's going to be there. If you're not there, you're a loser. Also, if you want to come, I would wear light clothes. Definitely wear shorts, because you're going to dance your tits off all night. I'm doing stand-up pretty much on the regular. If you look on any of my social medias, Robin Armstrong or Robin Armstrong aka The Baldy Geordie on all my platforms, I'll always be giving updates of when my live shows are going to be, when my stand-up's going to be. I've got a podcast coming soon. Ooh. This is going to be juicy. So my podcast is actually with two men I've been...
This is it.
You'd sit next to it for an hour. The two men,
surprise!
This is it. So what I've done is I've been trying to make a podcast for a while. I just didn't want to stick to me. I didn't want to get in any basic bitches, basically.
Yeah.
So we pals. I've got like loads of Raji pals. Like, I'll do it. And I'm like, but what? Not like, who are you?
Yeah.
What do you bring to the table? Sorry, I've just other than elbows. What do you bring to the table? So I needed some really funny people. So I've managed to bag myself two comedians. One is from Canada, who lives in Liverpool.
Nice.
He's called Kevin O'Finn.
Nice.
He's just headlined the Hot Water Comedy Club in Liverpool. He's hilarious.
Nice.
So I have a Canadian, and we've got another one called John May, who's from Liverpool.
Nice.
A Canadian, a Scouser, and a Geordie. 3 comics, all on the.
Are you going to do it remotely, or are you all going to be in the same place?
We're going to do it in the same place. We've just got a studio in Swalwell. It's just getting kitted out now at the moment.
Nice. So near Ansgaff. You know Swalwell well.
Yeah, I do.
Swalwell. It's like Swalwell, but without the nightlife.
You know what I mean? So we're going to have so we've got podcasts coming up. I'm going to be doing music every week. I'm going to be trying to release a song every week. I done my last song in 1 day. Nice. I wrote it in 1 hour. I sang it in an hour, and I done the music video in 2 hours. So 4 hours song.
So what we're saying, LooseFest 2024.
That's how long it takes. That's how long it takes him to get ready.
Sean Paul, Robin Armstrong back to back.
That's how long it takes him to get ready.
You know what I mean?
You're doing songs.
Aye. Well, he's getting ready. I'll have an album. So yes,
I believe you.
I will. I promise you. So my aim is maybe next year I'll be in LooseFest. You never know. I've been trying to show me little naughty vocals to Patrick, saying, "Look,
nice.
Put us on a track, and he's like obviously laughing. I'm like, I'm being dead.
No.
Please put us on a track, Patrick. If you're listening to this, please put us on a track. I'm also want to learn how to do music, because once I got on the stage and witnessed how people love Patrick, I was like, it's quite nice having 70 people clap when you're in a comedy club, but having 100,000 people dancing to your music, amazing.
Nice one. Well, on that note, let's call it. Thank you very much, boys.